Good morning, ladies. Happy Monday. I hope that you had an awesome weekend and that you're feeling good and ready to go. I am excited to be here with you. We've got a topic today that has been near and dear to my heart for a little bit now, because it's something I hear a lot from women I'm talking to, from clients, or from women who are generally frustrated in their health, their faith, their journeys with their fitness or nutrition. So I'm really looking forward to diving deep into this with you and getting started. And we're talking about the fact that we think that it should be so easy, right? It's just so simple to make these changes or to make time or any of this. So we're going to break this down in why, yeah, it seems simple on the outside doesn't mean that it actually is. It's the whole saying of easier said than done, right? If you are joining us live, we are live every Monday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern time in the Fit and Faithful Moms Facebook group. So if you're joining us live, awesome. If you are watching on replay on one of your favorite podcast apps, whether Spotify or Alexa, Amazon, Apple Music, thank you so much for tuning in. We're happy to have you here. As always, we are going to start off with prayer. Give me a hello. Let me know where you're calling in from. If you have any prayer requests, spoken or unspoken, you can post them in the chat with an emoji for unspoken, or let us know what we can pray over you. Good morning, Amber. All right, so we're going to open up in prayer. Lord, we just thank you so much for the women who are underneath my voice today. Thank you for guiding them this week, for leading them through difficult situations, Father, for guiding them on their mountaintop moments. Thank you for giving them the strength to wake up today and remind them that each breath we take is a gift from you. Help us to focus on the small things. Help us to give praise in our pain. Help us to give praise when we are feeling not like praising at all. Help us to lift our hands in worship and speak to us, Lord. Thank you for just the blessings that you've given to us that sometimes we take for granted. We love you. We praise you. We worship and honor you. In Jesus' name, amen. My Alexa got mad that I said her voice. So if you heard her during our prayer, she was like, what do you want? What do you need from me? I don't need anything. Alexa, my son says, give us the Holy Spirit. That's a good thing, if only, right? So, Kat, we are praying for your son and for complete healing. Anyone under my voice will be praying for that. Kat, and Christy, your daughter-in-law is in labor. How exciting. Yes, we are praying for safety and health along this journey. We know all too well what that is like, so we are praying. Absolutely. Can I help you?
How'd your juice go?
It was good. Thank you. I said to my clients this week, I was like, man, and I think everybody I was on the phone with with Zoom last week, I'm like, my kids are perfectly competent and quiet and on their own until I get on a Zoom meeting or on a podcast or something. And then they're all up in here. I'm like, yo, like I'm in here. I'm in here. You can come get me at any other point. But last week was different for them because I was studying for my recert of my nutrition coaching. And man, I have my books here, 2.5 full spiral notebooks of just notes and new changes and all of this. So I was quiet for 8 hours a day. And then I would do client calls and stuff. And I'm like, you could have come in at any of those points and you chose the time that I'm talking. Did you forget I was here? I don't know. So today we are really breaking this down of it's simple. When I talk to any of you and people I have talked to on Facebook or people I've talked to on Zoom, you can tell me if I'm lying or tell everyone else if I'm lying. When I ask you questions, it's because I want to know what's going on in your mind, right? What do we think we can do next? What are your next steps going to be? And 9 out of 10 times I hear, well, it's really simple. What I need to do is just stop eating so much and exercise more. What I really need to do is get on my knees and pray and not just assume that I can do this myself. What I need to do is stop taking control over all of these situations that I think should be going my way and give those up to God. Good morning, Cynthia. I miss you too. And give those up to God, because where we take this control, we're saying to God, we don't need you in this area. And so often in our fitness and our nutrition, we go, this is so little. There's big things going on in Ukraine. There's baby formula shortages. Like, there's bigger things, God, deal with that. I'll take this nutrition and this exercise thing on myself. I've got this. Don't worry about me. I'm good down here mentality. And when we do that, we set ourselves up for failure. We set ourselves up to not be able to reach that goal. Is it easier said than done? Yes, absolutely. If it was as easy as we tell ourselves and as we speak to others sometimes, there wouldn't be an obesity pandemic in this country. There wouldn't be a problem with moderating food choices. There wouldn't be a need for someone like me. There wouldn't be a need for any other health professional to come in and say, hey, there's some things that we need to change and go about that. If it was as easy as we keep telling ourselves that it is, it would have been done by now. The problem is, what seems easy is really a complex, really messed up situation that we have to untangle and unravel one string at a time. I don't know if you've ever had a hose that you haven't used for a while, and I'm bringing this up because my kids, it's getting warm here in Charlotte, are wanting to blow up water balloons, and they are wanting to run through sprinkler contraptions that we haven't brought out since last summer. And my hoses that I stored away for the winter are in this huge tangled mess. And it should be simple, right? It should be simple. Just pull the rope and it should come undone. And then I can attach one side to the house faucet and the other side can extend for however many feet to get to the pool that I need to fill up, or the sprinkler that they want to run through, or to my plants that need watering. Problem is, that seems simple, right? Like, I should just be able to attach it. Well, when I attach it, there's this huge knot that somehow formed, and I'm not sure quite how, because I swear, good morning, Cassie. I swear when I tied and like put that rope and got it ready for the winter, I like did the arm thing. I put it around my arm. It was all nice. And I put it into a bucket. It was like put away nice. So I'm thinking, well, this should be easy. The problem is a bunch of Christmas lights then got thrown on top of it. Some Easter stuff got thrown on top of it, like all these other things. And what I thought was put away nice has now ended up into this big mass ball that honestly, some of it I caused, some of it I swear someone came in and like zigzagged it, but that's not the point. When I plug it into the house, screw it in, I go and I'm stopped 4 feet from where I started. It's not reaching any flowers. It's not reaching any pools that I need to fill up. I have to undo all of these knots. Our health is very similar to that. We think it should be easy. We wrapped it around. We learned calories in and calories out. We learned vegetables are good and processed foods are bad. I know that I need to burn more than I intake and, have this defect or deficit of calories to burn weight. Yeah, I'll get there. And then we start our journey. We plug in the hose. We go, yep, we got new shoes. We, got our juicer ready. We've got all these things done. We plug it in. Day 1 happens, we're good. By day 5, we're like, this stinks. I don't like this anymore. And we get snagged up. And that's what happened in this rope. I got snagged up. And we do that in our health journeys. We do that with our fitness journeys. We do that with anything, our nutrition, our parenting, anything that you're looking to improve on. We reach this point where we get snagged up. With the rope or the hose in my yard, I was like, and I got all frustrated and upset when I could clearly see that there was a knot. If I took 3.5 seconds to look, I would have known that walking wouldn't have gone very far because that was all messed up. We don't often take a holistic look at our health or our mindset or our nutrition or our fitness either. We think, I want to get fit. I want to get fit, which is a very broad thing. Fit to one person could be getting up the flight of stairs without being winded, right? Fit to another person could be completing a triathlon. So getting fit doesn't actually help you. And saying I want to get healthy isn't a big enough of a goal. It's actually too big of a goal. It's not a narrow enough goal to get you to where you want to be. I want to be healthy. Well, healthy to one person could be feeling good in their body. Healthy to another person could be lowering inflammation because there's an autoimmune disease going on and they don't want to eat things or do things that accentuate what's going on in their body already. It could be, I'm low on iron. I need to increase my iron. I'm exhausted. Or it could be health is running marathons 2 times a year. You can't just say, I want to get healthy. And that's why most people, when I talk to them on Messenger, when you're like, I want more information, I want to know what's going on with you and your program, Heather, they go, I want to get healthy. What does healthy mean to you? Is it being in a size 4? Or is it just being able to run around with your kids? Is it losing 40 pounds? Or is it doing something else? Good morning, Christy. Christy had a great talk. She's one of our coaches. Great talk with our clients this morning. I was watching on Facebook, girl. Great job. So we don't take a holistic look. I should have been able to look at that hose and go, there is no way I'm going to get more than 4 feet. If we're just starting on our health journey and we go, I'm just going to work out every single day for 60 minutes a day. I'm just going to eat veggies all day with my lean meats. I'm going to cut out all of my carbs, even though my body needs them, as 70% of the need of its fuel in its body. I'm just going to cut those out and assume that I'm going to have energy and I'm not going to be tired and I'm not going to be crabby. And I'm never going to buy processed foods again and forget, red dye and green dye. All of those are gone. And then by Wednesday, you're looking at your cabinet and there's nothing there. You have no food. You really don't want to see another vegetable ever again. You don't have any recipes to make with these things that you bought. And you're frustrated and you're aggravated. If you are there, you're not alone. You're just like me with my hose in the yard. I didn't set myself up for success. Woo, hello. Having a morning. I haven't had my coffee yet. Only post-workout smoothie. If you're there, we need to expect the frustration. That's going to come. We need to expect hard times in our faith. We need to expect that there is going to be setbacks that we are going to have as a Christian. And if we're going to have them as a Christian, then we're definitely going to have them when we start our health journeys. But it takes more than us just saying we're going to do it to get it done. All I need to do is water the plants. All I need to do is water, fill up the pool that my kids want. So I'm just going to take this hose and do it without looking in depth that the hose is knotted. And then we say things like, it's the hose's fault. what the heck, who did this? We look for all these reasons to blame. We do that in our health journey too. No one gave me recipes. No one's supporting me. My husband doesn't want to be on board. My kids don't want to eat what I'm making. And we start doing this. That's actually a good thing. It means that we're starting to move through this ocean and this wave, but instead we stop there. And instead of getting to the other stages that we need to work through, we just stop in this and we never get to this, looking at ourselves. We keep pointing at others and we get so frustrated, and it's never us. It's always the situation, the people, the non-support, all of these other things. Jeremiah 1:19 is a verse that comes to mind, and that came to mind when I was struggling with my hose. And it seems silly, right? Because I'm fighting with a hose, okay? But this relates, I need you to dive deeper here with me. This relates to you fighting with nutrition and exercise and figuring out calories and figuring out timelines and giving yourself grace and not doing things in such a rash manner. Like, I need to lose 30 pounds in 4 weeks before my vacation. Jeremiah 1:19 says, they will fight against you. What is that saying? We are going to have some fights come up against you. There's more though, but all the buts that are in the Bible. But they shall not prevail against you, for I am with you, says the Lord, to deliver you. When was the last time you prayed over a situation that you were in a fight? That you were in a fight with yourself, with your health, with your nutrition, with a hose, with your children, with meals, with anything, with your workouts? There are going to be fights that come against you. There are going to be times that you are fighting. Good morning. Good morning. There are going to be times, but we often view this limiting situation, which is, for me in this situation, the hose knot that I swear I didn't put there, right? And we'll do this with our cabinets. Like, there's Oreos there. I swear I didn't bring those home, but here they are. Cassie, it's for you for cheeses and MSG, which we're going to work through. Don't you even worry, because cheese is so overrated. And it seems silly to say, but it's so overrated. It causes so many things, and you're not going to miss cheese eventually. I feel it. There's so many limitations that we're going to run into that we just go, I swear I didn't do this. I swear I did not put that hose like that, because I've put that hose away messily before and then I've entangled it. So I knew I put it there right, but I'm still here now with a tangled hose mess. Is that you? I swear I was going to use all of my spinach and these peppers, but here I am throwing out moldy food yet again, because instead of actually making it, I just ate cereal. I had someone else bring food in. There were events at work. They bought lunch. There was a snack bar, and it was all my favorite things. It was Snickers and Reese's and M&Ms, and I didn't do it. They did it. At some point, we have to look at ourselves and say, it's harder than it looks, but I need to take some responsibility, and I need to have the power of the Lord in the Spirit with me. Because if we just start and stay doing this, pointing at the other person, how is the Lord going to deliver you? And if I just say, then I'm now mad at me, I can't stick to a diet, I can't get up earlier, I can't work out, I'm not meant for this, I can't stick to anything, my body hates me, my mind hates me, my family's against me, they're always bringing in the wrong foods and aggravating me. If we don't involve prayer around these things, how is the Lord your God going to deliver you? You're trying to take it on yourself. something that you were never meant to. My hose tangled. I thought I could just like unravel it from one side and it would come undone. Took me like 10 minutes. And I was like, this hose is against me. The enemy is here. I was not good, right? But we do that with our food too. Throwing out food. I can't believe this. I bought it. I shouldn't be throwing this out. I was supposed to work out. My alarm went off 3 times. My husband didn't wake me up. I can't believe I can't get an alarm going well enough. Oh my gosh, what is wrong with that? Or then what is wrong with me? Then I got frustrated with me. Like, how can I not get a hose untangled? How is it this difficult? It seems easy. It should be that simple. Untangle the hose. Great. Thank you so much for that advice. Eat less calories. Great. Thank you so much, nutrition coach, for that advice. Work out more. Great. Thank you so much for that advice. It seems great until I'm in the trenches trying to figure out what does calories in, calories out even mean? How do I know what foods to even make with all of these ingredients that I've never seen? And what the heck type of movement are you talking about? How much calories does it take for me to lose weight? I had to take a step back from this hose after 14 minutes and I timed it. I was very upset. Take a step back and go, I need to look at this from a different angle. Lord, give me wisdom. Yes, even over a hose. If I can ask for the Lord to give me wisdom and the Spirit to talk to me regarding a hose in my yard, you can ask the Lord for wisdom and clarity and direction with your nutrition, with your workouts, with your morning and your evening routines, with how you treat your body, with how you speak to yourself, because how you speak to yourself and how you act, your kids see. They don't care if you say, we need to eat more vegetables, and then you're closet eating Oreos or ice cream or cookies or whatever it is. They see you doing that. They feel that. We have the Spirit and the action taking power and the resurrection lifting power living within us. Let's use it and tap into that a little more, ladies, with your nutrition, with your fitness, with your health, with the hose. Because guess what? He spoke to me. I had to take a time out and get out of my emotional state because we like to live there, right? I'm never meant to eat healthy. I was never meant to do this. My mother never taught me. She made me finish my plate. There were never vegetables in my food. We never had enough money. We never this, we never that. My mom never worked out. My dad was overweight. My grandfather died of a heart attack. It's been in my history. I was never taught how to not be who I am. Well, let's tap in to the energy that lives inside us that can break those chains and more. If he can raise from the dead, he can surely help you with your nutrition. He can surely help me with this hose. He can surely help me if I get out of my emotional state. So instead of this and this, in either self-berating or self-sabotaging, or just I'm the worst, I'm never going to make it, this isn't meant for me, blah, blah, blah situation. Step back and look holistically at it. Once I sat down on my sofa or my like love seat that was outside, and I looked at it and I was like, I have to detach both sides of this and I have to take it one knot at a time because this thing was now all jacked up. I was pulling it. There were like tight knots. There were loose knots. This thing was tangled beyond belief. So I had to detach it from the house, and work one knot at a time until eventually I had the straight hose and my kids no longer wanted to play. Isn't that the case? But the hose was now straight and now it's back outside and it's in its summer spot. So it's not going to get tangled as easily, but I had to take it one knot at a time. I had to look and say, I need to fix the foundation of where this hose is and rework some things and work from the front and work from the back and work a little bit in the middle, so that eventually all of this untangling came undone and my hose was straight and I could plug it back into the house and water came, and I didn't just get 4 feet, I got the 24 feet that I needed to get. The same thing happens with your health. They will fight against you, and they isn't always the they that is pointing. They is sometimes your mind. They is sometimes your self-confidence. They is sometimes you. There are more times we fight us, ourselves, than other people are fighting us. There are more times we don't succeed because of our own mental blocks than because of other people stopping us. There are more times we beat ourselves than the enemy is coming to beat you, because he doesn't have to do work when you're doing it for him. You're already doing the enemy's work. And he goes, oh, okay, she's going to do it. Check Heather off my list. I don't got to check on her. She's beating herself up. She doesn't believe the power of the Spirit lives in her. She doesn't believe all things are possible through Christ. She doesn't believe that because she's beating herself up. So I'm going to move on. Whoa. That's where it got me with the hose, and when it got me with these conversations I'm having with you all. You're beating yourselves up way more than the enemy is. You're giving him credit for your self-destruction behavior. Stop. We have to depend on God. We have to have a clear vision of who he is before we start having a clear vision of where we want to go. If we don't have a clear vision of who God is and how he views us, how are we going to move forward? We're not. He loves you. He knows you're beautiful. He calls you child of God, daughter of God, loved, chosen, beautifully made. If you don't really believe that deep down, no matter what health journey you go on, eventually you're going to come to a snag that is meant to be detached. There's no longer this need for you to beat yourself up and not accept compliments and not be filled with the Spirit anymore. There's going to be these times that you have to disconnect from that way of thinking, from that way of working out, from that way of eating, and say, that doesn't work. I have to disconnect to that and plug in to the fountain in the river of Jesus, not from that external source. Because my faith and my growth and my self-worth isn't tied to anything here. It's tied to him. And I want you to think, because more times than not, I hear people like, I just need to lose 30 pounds. I'm only losing, a pound a day. This is ridiculous. Why is it taking so long? We don't notice that we, gained weight until we hit a number that we deem as something we shouldn't have hit. We go, whoa, how'd that happen so quick? It actually didn't. To gain a pound means that you had 3,500 more calories that week than you did the week before, and you gained a pound. So you come and tell me, I want to lose 30 pounds. It should be super simple. Why is it so hard? Because you're not breaking it down. You're just looking at the mess. You're just looking at the big picture. In order for you to lose 30 pounds, you need to have a deficit in your calorie intake of 105,000 to be exact, calories. You think that's going to happen in a week? A deficit of 105,000 calories to lose 30 pounds. You think that's going to happen in a month? Stop having unrealistic expectations. It seems easy. Eat less. How much less? This goes back to the beginning. I want to be healthy. What's healthy to you? I want to eat less. How much less? Until you know exactly how much less you need to eat, how are you going to break it down? Is it one less truffle each day? Is it one less Oreo? Well, then, yeah, that's going to take a long time to get to 105,000 calories that you need to burn off to lose that 30 pounds. Then you go, well, how long is that going to take me? How long is that going to take me? Well, it's going to take some time. It's going to take some time. You should never be losing more than 2 pounds a week. You really shouldn't. And when we view 2 pounds as like this, I only lost 2 pounds. That's 7,000 calories, girl. That's a lot. That's a heck of a lot of calories. Great job. Amazing work. Celebrate that. Stop being like, oh, I only untangled one knot in this rope. Well, in order for me to get the whole rope untangled, I have to do one at a time. In order for you to eat healthy consistently over the day, you have to start one meal at a time. In order for you to be exercising and nailing it 5 days a week, you got to start with one workout. You got to start with one knot at a time. Stop belittling your success. You're doing it. No, it's not as easy as it sounds. It sounds easy on paper. Untangle the rope. Great. It took me 45 minutes to untangle a stupid hose. 45 minutes for a hose. It might take 45 years of you working on your self-talk to actually believe that you're capable of doing what you're setting out to do. It could take way longer. It could take way sooner. It could take 45 minutes. For one of your friends, it might take 45 days. But for someone else, it could take 4 months. And for someone else, it could take something else. Stop comparing your journey to theirs, because their blessings aren't yours. Your blessings are yours. Stop walking by what they do and walk by what Jesus called you to do. For we walk by faith, not sight. I'm not walking by what I'm seeing you doing. I'm not walking by your journey. I'm not letting you be my guide. Jesus is my guide. He lights my feet. He lights the path in front of me, not you, not my kids, not even me. He. So we need to be confident and know where he's calling us to go, not resentful and regretful about other people's journeys with their health. We can't be that. We have to be confident and exercise faith in God, which means that we walk by what he says. We do one knot at a time. Jesus did not just be born and then go to the cross. He could have, like, whoop, really easy, done, in and out, on our way. But he didn't. He had to show others how to do it. He had to be born and then be raised as a teenager and into adulthood. He had to grow. Could he have just done it like this? Sure. But we can't just do it like this with our faith. We can't just do it like this with our nutrition or our exercise or how we talk to ourselves or with any problem we're facing. Hose, nutrition, fitness, faith, exercise. We have to take it one knot at a time. We need to be confident. This is 2 Corinthians 5. Confident. We are confident, I say, and willing rather to be absent from the body and to be present with the Lord. Wherever we labor, that whether present or absent, that we may be accepted of him. Stop doing your health journey for you. It's not about you. Stop doing it for weight loss. That's a great side effect. That's a great secondary thing, but it's not about that. Stop doing it for bathing suit season. Stop doing it for the size 4 and start doing it because it is who God called you to be. And that is going to take practice, one knot at a time. And guess what? It doesn't seem like a lot at first. It doesn't. But the very first thing I needed to do before I started to get knots out of that hose was disconnect from the source that was holding me back from moving forward. The faucet in the house was holding me back from untangling this hose. What are you plugged into right now that's holding you back from moving forward? Is it negative aspects in your social life? Is it you that needs to get out of the way? What barriers are you coming up against that you need to disconnect from? Old mindsets, old beliefs, this pity party for me, this blaming others, they're always at fault, it's never me. Let's disconnect from that, whatever that is for you, and go, I'm going to work on me. And it's not going to look great tomorrow. And it's not going to be great in 5 years. But I'm always going to have these knots that I need to consistently be looking, am I plugged into the wrong source? And move that and plug it back in to Christ. There's a reason we're coming into battles, and it's to test. It's to test us. I say this all the time. Whenever I bring on a new client, when you decide you want to get healthy, you better expect the enemy to come at you, or you better expect the situations that come into your life to test if you really want what you say you want. You want to eat healthy? You better expect the temptations to come that are presented in front of you to say, you really want to get healthy? Here's your favorite foods. Here's all the things you crave. You really want to get healthy, or you want to just stay here? You want to work out, but you got to get up earlier? Bed is great. Do you really want to get out, or do you want to stay in bed? Do you really want to get up? Do you really need to get up? You could always do it later. Ladies, we never do it later. So let's just stop telling ourselves that we will. We never do. Okay. I tell myself I'd do that hose later. It never would have gotten done. And let's stop telling ourselves we need to do everything all at once. I can't untangle the hose in my house, do the dishes in the sink, change the sheets, vacuum the floors, feed my kids, and, feed the bird feeders all at the same time. Stop putting all of these goals on you and expectations that you need to, when you say get healthy, well, I need to be mindful of what I'm eating, and then I need to exercise, I need to do this. Just do one thing at a time, girl. Just one knot at a time. Oftentimes when I see people like, well, we need to do all these things, it's because they want to project that they are who they want to become. Who are you projecting to? Social media? The people that are like, what is she doing? What is that called? They're creeping on your page, whatever kids call it these days. Or who are you doing it for? Them? Well, then no wonder you're not getting to where you want to go. We need to do it for him, not for them. Who cares? Who cares what other people are looking at and saying? Who cares if people think I've gained weight? Who cares if people are like, wow, wasn't she competing in jiu-jitsu last year and now she's celebrating doing knee raises? Yeah, I am. I had ACL surgery. I am. My goals changed. My life changed. I had something that I needed to take out of the hose and go, I'm not connected to the right source. I was like, oh, I'm doing great in jiu-jitsu. I'm so great at this. I was connected to that, and that was the source of my happiness, but it's not. I had to have this injury to disconnect the hose and go, what? That's not the source of my happiness. He is the source of my joy, not my meal prep, not my exercise routine, not my anything else. And the reason I drink these shakes and exercise and work each day to eat the right fuels to fuel my body correctly isn't because of a physical outcome. It's because Jesus died to give me this body, and the very least I can do is pick vegetables over processed food that the world made on this next meal that I'm going to make. That's it. It seems easy. It's not. It's not. 30 pounds, just lose 30 pounds. Great. That's 105,000 calories. Whoa, that's a lot. Yeah, that's a lot. I only lost 2 pounds. That's 7,000 calories. That's a lot. That's a lot. We did good. It's not just 2 pounds. We lost 2 pounds. You can't lose 30 without losing 1. You can't start exercising consistently without getting up the first time. You can't be a morning person without getting up for your alarm. You can't prep dinner consistently and be the meal prep queen you want to be without prepping one meal. Start with one knot. Sometimes we get so caught up in these knots and we think it's from the enemy and it's from someone else, right? Like, oh, it's from the enemy. Or who did this to my hose? I had it nice. And we go, maybe I'm going to switch my mindset and think this knot was given to me because I'm not connected to the right source. I'm not doing things for the right reason. I need to disconnect from the house and allow some room for the Spirit and for Christ and for God to be involved. I need to hook back up to Him. So if you're hitting snags, stop doing this and even stop doing this. Because taking self-responsibility is one thing, but then self-berating yourself and like not taking compliments, and then you end up having a pity party that you're never going to be anything, and then you're comparing to everybody else all the things that you'll never be able to do because you're just too weak, or you're just not strong, or you have no self-control. Is that really advancing you to where you want to go? No. I have to connect to the right source. This doesn't help. This doesn't help. This does. This does. Connect to the right reasons for your actions and be happy with one knot at a time. Just one knot. You're not going to get the whole hose untangled like this. If I did, that'd be great. And I would tell everyone how I did it, but I can't, and I didn't. I am not Jesus. I am not walking on water, raising people from the dead. I'm not healing leprosy. I'm not doing any of that. I can just show you the knots that we need to take out and celebrate them with you, and then go, where's the next one? Are we tied to the right spot? All right, let's untie. We tied to the right spot? Good. Let's untie. Stop doing things so rash. It's not just about losing the 30 pounds. It's not just about getting healthy. It's not just about showing off your bod to your family reunion or whatever class reunion you're coming up. What about this change? What about this posture change? That regardless of what comes my way, my joy comes from the Lord, not from what's happening to me physically. This is all dying away anyway. And I'm just going to caution you, you can use that in a good or a bad way. This is all dying anyway. I may as well eat what I want and do what I want. Or this is all dying anyway. I only have so much time here to do Jesus' work. I better make sure I'm treating my body correctly so that when He says go, I can go. When He says move, I can move. So take your successes. You're doing way better than you think. Stop pointing your fingers at others. Start pointing your thumbs at yourself and start raising your hands and praising the one who can actually make a mind shift, mindset, lifestyle, long-term change in your health. Let Him into those spots. I let Him into the hose. Okay. If I let Him into the hose issue, you can let Him into your health. You can let Him into your nutrition. You can welcome him into your workouts. You can welcome Him into your food prep. You can welcome Him into your grocery shopping. You can welcome Him in to drinking shakes, even when you don't really feel like it, because I don't feel like it all the time. But if we're doing it based on our emotions, we're never going to get it done. My emotions are not something to be trusted. Let me just tell you that. Let me just tell you that. I don't feel like doing this live all the time. I don't feel like drinking a smoothie. I don't feel like making sure I get 20 grams of protein in each meal. I don't feel like doing it all the time. But I don't do it because of my feelings. I do it because my fuel and my passion and my everything leads back to Christ. And he died for me so I can be more regardless of my feelings. My joy comes from the Lord, not from my feelings, not from my situation, not from my circumstance, not from who's surrounded with me, not from the weather, not from my joints hurt today. It comes from the Lord. Start there. If you want help unraveling your knots, maybe you feel like you're in this hose tangled mess and we need to unravel some knots and take some things out and plug it into the right source, let's talk. You can drop below hose. Hose, drop it below, and we'll have a conversation about what that coaching looks like, what that process looks like. Getting okay with ditching the worldly ways of doing things, really big restrictions, all of this, and saying, all right, it's 105,000 calories. How do we break this down? How do we do this long term? How do I sustain this? How do I fuel my body correctly? How God intended your body to be fueled, not with how the world intends to make money with their supplements, how God intended your body to be fueled. Drop hose below and we can talk about what that can look like. If you're ready for change, if you're ready for commitment, if you're ready to say enough is enough. I've said it should be easier. It's not. Untangling a hose should not have taken me 45 minutes, but it did. Your health isn't going to take 45 days. It's the rest of your life. Let's plan something you can stick to when you're 80 that you can also be doing and implementing and growing towards when you're 30, 40, and 50. Thank you, ladies, so much. I hope that this was helpful to you. I hope that it gives you a perspective that the small changes you're making are big ones and that the big changes we're making are big. They're not as easy as just surface level. I want to work out more. I want to get healthy. I should just exercise more. You need more little goals, and we need to celebrate them once they're reached. Thank you so much. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day today, ladies. You can catch this podcast up and on all of your favorite streaming apps tomorrow, and I look forward to talking to you soon. Have a great day. I'll talk to you later. Bye, everyone.